Hello again, and welcome to the Enterprise Joy podcast, Enterprise Strategies for Leaders in Under 5 Minutes. I'm Vishal, your mover and shaker decision making sidekick, tackling this week's theme, making decisions without perfect data. Yesterday was about understanding why we stall. Today is about what we do instead. Because the moment you accept that clarity may never fully arrive, the question is, how do you still move forward with confidence? And for that, we turn to some of the most powerful and underused decision frameworks from the world of economics, military planning, healthcare, and climate strategy. Let's dive in and see where it takes us. Framework 1 is the Info Gap Decision Theory, IGDT. This is what you use when you don't know how wrong your assumptions might be and still need to act. Unlike risk models that depend on probabilities, InfoGap asks, which option gives me acceptable outcomes, even if my assumptions turn out to be completely off? So it's about robustness, not precision. For example, when the Israeli policymakers used IGDT to prepare water resource plans, they weren't trying to predict future rainfall precisely. Instead, they chose strategies that work reasonably well across a wide range of possible rain patterns. That's the power of robustness. In business terms, launching a new product, entering a volatile market, choosing a platform strategy, these are classic infogap zones. You don't need to be exactly right. You need to not be disastrously wrong. Framework 2, EVSI. This one's a mouthful, expected value of sample information. The idea, however, is beautifully simple. Let's say you're considering a decision, but unsure if collecting more data will help. EVSI answers the question. Is the expected improvement in decision quality worth the cost and delay of gathering more information? This is widely used in pharmaceutical industries where running a clinical trial can delay time to market but reduce risk. But it's equally relevant in startups and product teams as well. Questions like, should you run another survey, test pricing again, or just ship and learn? Research shows that if additional data is unlikely to change your choice, then that's not learning, it's just stalling your decision. So the next time you say, let's run one more user test, pause and ask yourself if the results would actually change your mind. If not, then move on. And framework 3 is scenario stress testing, a framework that's moved from war rooms to boardrooms. This approach doesn't predict the future, it prepares for many plausible futures. It asks, are we ready? It started in military planning and climate science. RAND Corporation, Shell Scenario Teams, and Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, have all relied on this framework for their decision making. And now it's used everywhere, from supply chain resilience to hiring models to financial forecasting. What's changed recently is the granularity. Instead of building full narratives, many teams are now using micro scenarios, isolating just one or two critical assumptions and testing them quickly. Questions like, what if cost of capital jumps 2% next quarter? Or what if our key vendor shuts down? Or what if user engagement drops 15% post-launch? You don't need a 40-page strategy deck. You need 4 lines on how your plan reacts to stress. The point is preparedness over prediction. And now if you're confused as to which one suits your needs, then here's a simple way to know. If you have no idea how wrong your assumptions might be, use the InfoGap decision theory. If you are unsure whether it's worth collecting more data, use EVSI. And if you're juggling multiple future risks or dependencies, use scenario testing. So here's your challenge for today. Pick one decision you have been stuck on and ask yourself these 3 questions. First, am I aiming for precision, or would robustness be smarter? Second, is one more round of data really going to change the decision? And third, what's one scenario I haven't stress tested, and what's my plan if it comes true? Sketch your answers and write to me on podcast@enterprisejoy.com. I'll be happy to help. Tomorrow we'll step into the strange but fascinating world of expert intuition. Until then, I'm Vishal, and this is the Enterprise Joy podcast, Enterprise Strategies for Leaders in Under 5 Minutes.